Well, welcome to our Remember the Cant podcast. And today it's really significant that I say Remember the Cant because in this episode, Salvage Holden says Remember the Cant under his breath. And I wanted to add or else.
Me too.
So, hi, Sumit and Parvati. Welcome to our show. This is my really bad introduction, but yeah, that's introduction
We
here.
haven't had one good introduction, so we'll just continue the
Yeah, yeah,
tradition.
we'll just roll with it. We'll just
Roll
roll
with
with
it, yeah.
it.
The whole thing is ad-libbed, including the introduction.
Yeah.
Yes,
We'll
Yeah.
yes.
somehow salvage the episode from it.
Yes.
That was also ad-libbed. That is
Okay,
that
that's
Yeah,
is
yes,
also
yes.
full
Everything is.
trademark Sumit at work.
uh,
Yes. So, what did you think about Salvage, Sumit? Let's start with Sumit.
I like that it had some action somewhere. The story, like story went uh, compared to the last episode. This was a total 180 turn of the action of how the story went forward, and I liked this episode, and I liked that the heroes finally met. The stories converged. Not a lot of trivia in this episode. It's just the stories going forward and forward, forward. But the main thing that we learned that Lucas Polanski is Julima. That's
Lionel.
that
Lionel
Lionel
Polanski.
Lucas. I'm thinking of Lucas Podolski. It's a footballer. Lionel Polanski is Julima, and I had not pieced that information together. Somehow it slipped my mind that it can be Julie. Parvati, what did you think about it?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. In the beginning, at least until the middle of the episode, it was a little bit slow. We didn't have much happening. You're just having people in exploring ships and having these conversations, going here, going there. And I was a little bit afraid that we might have another filler. And then
Yeah.
suddenly you have these gunfights. You have, barging into apartments, and then you find bodies, and then you find this glowing thing on the nuclear reactor of that abandoned ship, and then you're blowing up rocks. And yeah, it was a very surprising episode for me. And I felt like they spent a lot of time exploring areas, and going through abandoned ships just to come to that one point which turned everything upside down. And that was interesting. And I also really enjoyed how antagonistic Holden was to Miller, and how Miller didn't really like Holden either. They're threatening each other with violence. And also, with our spy, how come nobody noticed his bionic eye? Not even Naomi. She
Yeah.
was standing close to him. She never saw it. But yes, overall, I quite enjoyed it. It was it brought so many threads together. And I feel like, that meeting of our heroes towards the end, that was pretty dramatic with the gunfights. And yeah, that's how it should be. It was fun. That
Yeah.
part was fun. I enjoyed.
It wasn't really like the trope, right, of Deus Ex Machina of
Yeah.
of a holy hand coming in to save the heroes at the end. But he
No,
was supposed to
Yeah.
be there. Miller
yeah,
was
yeah,
supposed to
Yeah.
be there, and I
correct.
was okay with it. Him coming
Yeah.
to rescue them at the last moment.
Yeah.
Correct. It
Uh,
was just an
Correct.
assist, as Holden
yeah,
put it.
he passed on the luck that Octavia gave him by saving him at the last moment,
Correct.
which was
Yeah.
out of the blue, but this was justified. Yeah.
Yeah, this was
And
just
I
it
feel
was
like that
converging.
part was very realistic somehow. I mean, you could suspend disbelief there because they didn't get along. They were not best buds immediately. There was a
Yeah.
lot of enmity between them. They don't trust each other. They're following each other out of necessity, but they don't really like each other. I think that added an element of realism to it.
Yeah,
Correct.
they
Yeah. Yeah.
they got no reason to, right, to like each other.
Yeah, no reason at all. It's just, sort of he saved them somewhat, but who the hell is he? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was surprised that Amos didn't blow his head off, right?
Yeah,
Because Amos is so trigger
yeah, yeah,
happy.
yeah.
He,
Exactly.
he was the one guy who suspected because Alex was chilling out. I mean, like
Yeah,
he's done this, he's gone through with this, and he's not the adrenaline guy, and
correct.
he's chilled out. Naomi was just looking around, oh, nice place, kind of a thing. Holden was clueless as usual. So the
As you
one
would.
guy who was on the edge was Amos. He saw the whole thing. He saw, the vending machine
Yeah.
is tracking them, is
Yeah,
doing that. He knew, this Kenzo is up to nothing and up to something bad. And
yeah,
yeah, so he nailed it. The moment
yeah,
he tried to make, I mean, Kenzo could have easily slipped out, but not from Amos. Amos is the
yeah.
one guy, and I'm
Yeah,
surprised how he didn't get him with that gun.
It
exactly.
was also interesting that Holden did one good thing. He assigned Amos to be the bodyguard, which is a nice move, a clever move, because that way you keep this guy under control. There's
Yes.
some suspicion going on behind the scenes that is there.
And the first
Yeah.
time that Amos calls him Skipper, so I
Yeah,
guess he's accepted
Yeah.
that he is the leader.
Accepted, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it took him 8 episodes, but hey, he is there. He's earned it.
Or is he just making fun? I don't know. He seemed to snail it a little
Skipper.
bit. Yeah,
Like
Skipper.
Yeah,
Skipper.
sarcastically.
No, I don't think
Sarcastically,
Amos
yeah.
does sarcasm. No, no, I don't
Yeah.
think.
He doesn't understand
He's,
the concept probably.
no, no,
No,
is this
probably
skipper
doesn't.
or no skipper? There's only two
Yeah.
modes that Amos
No, no,
has. So.
that's it. And knowing women called Rocinante. That's all.
That's
She was
his whole
nice.
character.
She was nice to me.
She was nice to me.
She was nice
Uh,
to me.
uh,
Yeah. So I will start from the very top. I loved that Mormon guy. He
Yeah.
represented whatever mental image I had of Mormons. He was exactly that. Not one, molecule this way or that way. He was that. He had the book in his hand. He spoke very calmly. He was 100% sure of what he was doing.
Correct.
He didn't. I mean, whatever he said was all illogical. Whatever the questions asked by Miller, he was giving some answers.
yeah.
But that's what I expected him to answer, and that's what I got. Superb.
Yeah.
Um,
I
And
appreciated him, but because he actually admitted fear also. He was
hmm,
honest. He's afraid of going on this long journey, 100-year journey. He admitted the fear.
hmm.
The rest of it probably, didn't make sense, but in some ways he's honest.
He sounds like one of those people, the destiny people, right? So it says, "Oh, this is supposed to happen." The fact
yeah,
that you asked me whether I believe in destiny is also destiny, and I'm like, "Oh God, I'm getting confused here." Dude, leave me alone.
is there any indication of any other religions in the show? Like this
Yeah.
Mormonism or Christianity? He
No,
says
that's
literally
the
says
only.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ is the first time it's been mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a non-swearing capacity.
True. Yeah. I
Uh,
think it's the
That was
first time.
surprising
Yeah.
to me that Jesus still endured and no other religion did. Probably because it's the Americanism that has gone to space,
Mm.
right? It's
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
guess so. I guess that's what is coming through because I don't remember them even trying to be inclusive of other faiths. I
yeah.
don't think you see that
yeah,
anywhere.
Yeah. It's also focused on that one particular sect, right? That's very
Hmm.
evangelistic. So
Hmm.
they haven't taken Christianity as a whole or a recognizable part of Christianity, at least for the rest of us. They've taken Mormonism, which is, one particular branch. They have some beliefs and they've taken that. Now, I don't know whether they're showing them in a very good light or whether it's just showing that this path is a little delusional. It seemed to be a mix of both.
Or is it a sci-fi extension of was it Brigham Young who had this journey from Northeast all the way to Utah? Those I don't know. My history is very shaky on those things, but there was one such journey in the past in the Americas. I think.
Yeah.
Not so sure, but
Yeah,
one has to
yeah.
check. I would have done my research, but I thought it was interesting the religion and science thing that they tried to do. You're right, it's not entirely
Yeah.
religion, it's just one sect of a religion,
Yeah.
but philosophical, let's say, or theosophical
Yeah.
discussion.
yeah.
I
And
think
I
it
don't
was
know, is it a sort of a backward sect? Isn't it like they shun a lot of things? No,
yeah,
wait,
they
I'm thinking
do.
about the Amish, I think.
Amish.
No, the Amish is
No.
different, but they do have some beliefs. The Mormons also have some beliefs.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes it a little different from mainstream Christianity, I believe. So it's
What I can
different.
tell you from
Yeah.
personal experience is we went to Utah, Salt Lake City. This is the Mormon capital of the world. And Friday evening, we expected like mega traffic downtown. And we go there, there's nobody on the road. Everybody's at home
Oh,
and being very religious, being very faithful. They're all at home, back home. There's nobody on the road. Still like swishing past downtown with nobody. That was something. So
yeah.
it's the
Uh,
exact inverse
there's
of everywhere.
also a reality show based uh, on these Mormon wives in Utah.
Oh, okay,
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 yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
they're
true,
very
true.
catty and
okay. I don't know about this.
they're
Yes,
rich
yes, it
Mormon
is
wives.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there is a TV show. I forget the title of that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So one thing after that, the next scene is Rossi trying to find out that rock that they have been sent to, and they can't find it. But in 10 seconds, Naomi strikes gold. She finds out what they have come to find.
Yes.
I mean, not even one full sweep. In Star Trek, they do several sweeps. They get frustrated, and finally, somebody has a brain. This one, no wasting time. 10 seconds. Yeah, we have a lot of
Yeah, the
things to
episode.
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
She
yeah,
knows
it's
that the episode is only 40 minutes, so better get to it.
yeah,
And that too, it is inside a crevice. In spite of
Yeah,
yeah.
zooming in, I couldn't figure out what the heck was that. I don't know
yeah,
how Naomi
Uh,
figured it out.
because she's Naomi, superhuman.
superhuman.
Yes.
Was it giving off some kind of a pulse, or how did they find it?
Nothing, no,
No, no,
just by
not the ship,
uh,
the
Yeah.
location. How did Fred Johnson know that
that is still a
Polanski
That
was
was
mystery.
here?
we
That's still
don't.
a
I
mystery.
don't think we got an answer. And
She, mhm,
Kenzo did remark that he gave them the correct exact coordinates, but
correct.
we were never told how, why, when, where, nothing.
No, in
Yeah.
fact, the coordinates are of the rock. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if it was the coordinates of the ship and where it had landed because
But
nobody knows.
did Kenzo say that because Fred Johnson gave these exact coordinates, they were able to find the ship? If he hadn't given
Yeah.
those coordinates, the stealth systems of the ship would have, made it blend into the rock and nobody would have found it. He did
Right.
Yeah,
remark
and
on
it was
that.
hidden there. The purpose of
Yeah,
parking there, maybe Julie parked there over there,
correct.
right?
Yes,
Yes.
And
yes.
then somehow she got off it and got into Eros.
That
We don't
1A,
know.
That's true,
Anubis
yeah.
1A she uses. I think like a escape pod or something like that. That's what I
To
assume.
get to,
Yes,
yeah,
correct.
Because it
correct.
says Anubis and this
No,
one says
this is
Anubis
Anubis.
1A. This is Anubis. And the
Huh.
one that is
Anubis
racking up the
1A.
dock fees is Anubis
Okay,
1A.
Anubis
1A,
1A. Okay.
1A. That is
1A.
Anubis
So
1A.
my
That was a
assumption is
shuttlecraft.
it's probably
Yeah,
like a
So
shuttlecraft
Julie
or
went
a.
from
correct.
Skopje to Anubis 1A to
1A,
Eros.
yes, yeah.
However, yeah, that's what I thought, but they show that one of the holds is broken outward, which is what she did
Ah,
in episode 1.
Yeah.
So
right.
and she moves in and opens that engineering area or reactor area and finds all of this. All this happens in season 1. So
Yeah.
isn't that the Anubis rather than Scopuli, what we saw there? Then what is
It was
Scopuli
this.
then?
Anubis is the ship that destroyed the Kant,
Yes. Then what
right?
is Scopuli? Scopuli is the one that
Skopje
everybody.
is the one that Julie was in. Uh,
No, I don't think so.
It distracted the
I think
yeah,
Canterbury,
Skopje is
right?
the one
Yeah,
distracted the Kant, and these guys went on Skopje. And then Anubis is the black ship, the
yeah,
stealth ship that we see here, which
I
destroyed
think
the
yeah,
Kant.
that those 5 or 6 small fighter ships were all latched on to Scopuli. That's how I'm piecing it together. Like all of them are there, and when Scopuli is the one which is sending this fake SOS, and the moment it lured Kant people, these 5 fighters came out and destroyed the Kant, and
But if
then
Julie was in one of them,
one of them,
and
yes.
there was
yeah.
no one else in that, because Julie is not the one destroying the Kant, right?
No, it is not.
She
Yeah,
already
She's
has that
not.
yeah,
infection,
Yeah,
blue goo
right.
inside her.
The glowing blue thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Maybe
correct.
she hitched a ride there.
Correct.
Could be. Yeah,
She was kept as a prisoner on that one, I think, on Anubis, which is latched on to Scopuli. I think there's like a bigger plot with Scopuli
Okay.
and Anubis,
Hmm.
and there are 5 or 6 other things, 4 or 5
Because
other
here
ships.
In episode 5, we learned that Anubis was carrying something
Hmm.
and
Yes,
Scopuli went to intercept it. Julie was in Scopuli to intercept Anubis, not the other way
yeah,
around.
correct.
Oh.
The
Yeah,
But
she
the
was already
episode
in
hologram
one,
that
Scopuli.
Miller
Yeah,
sees.
correct. But episode one is what they show is what we see in
Inside
Salvage.
Scopuli. Or
that
in,
was inside
I,
Scopuli. It was
yeah.
inside the Scopuli. Yeah, she was there in the first episode.
That's what I thought. But I have a feeling that Scopuli intercepted Anubis. That's what you guys are saying.
Yeah, that's what Miller, the flight
That's
plan said when Miller
Yeah,
showed the
okay,
holograph.
okay,
yeah, correct.
okay. I got it.
That was used as the bait.
But
Scopuli.
she
Yeah,
wasn't imprisoned in Scopuli. Why would she be? She is
No,
part of OPA
Scopuli
and
was
Scopuli is an
her
OPA
ship.
ship.
Yeah.
yeah.
She
And then
wasn't
she
imprisoned in Scopuli. I think
uh,
the infection broke out in Scopuli. The
Correct.
stealth ships used it to lure Kant.
hmm.
And Julie, was it said that Julie was a prisoner? I don't think so, right? I think
Because
No,
she
it was
tries, she opens it out, right? Thrusts open that.
that was in
it was
Scopuli.
implied. That was in Scopuli
But in
that
this,
she does that. Yeah.
no, whatever scene we saw in the first episode is what the same set we saw in this one. Maybe Scopula is the same design then? No, I don't know.
Was it the same? I don't.
I don't
It
know.
looked pretty different, right? I thought
Oh, maybe
Because,
then it was the Anubis.
yes.
Then how will the
maybe.
Anubis attack if
Yeah,
if it has no
that's
one?
another thing. By
Yeah,
itself, how did it,
but
attack the
yeah,
Canterbury?
I don't
Unless of course
understand.
we're missing something here because
we
are we missing something with Julie and the body and God knows what? So
See,
we're
because
missing. Yeah,
if she has to be imprisoned, it can't be on the Scopula. It has to be on the Anubis. Because
yeah,
Scopula is a friendly, okay, for
right.
her.
yeah.
So if she is imprisoned in Anubis, then and these things are floating around, how did it attack the Canterbury? Okay.
And how did yeah?
And
How
then
did it attack the Canterbury? Yeah.
yeah, then
Yeah,
and then Julie got out of that hold that she was
Yeah.
in,
right.
and
That
she
part we are
Yeah.
comes.
clear of, that she
Uh,
got a
Yes,
escape pod from Anubis.
right.
right.
Okay.
Hmm.
So what is
I think we are missing something from the puzzle.
okay.
The missing thing is, I think, whether the first ship that we see is Scopuli or
Or
Anubis.
Anubis.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
The at least the sets wise, it is the Anubis. I don't know if it is if it had identical ships and they are like that.
Maybe
There's
we are
also the
not.
question. Yeah, there was also the question of that space suit, right? Which they found that
Ah,
had writing on it, which said Scopuli
Scopuli.
ship.
Yes, it said
Yeah.
Scopuli. Yes.
Yes.
And that's
So we
not
found that.
Julie's suit. That is red in color.
That's the thing.
Ah,
Maybe it's not as chronological as we thought it to be. Maybe this
Mm,
scene,
could
the
be.
one, the one we see in the first episode, happens when Anubis is parked on the
ah,
asteroid and it's
ah.
abandoned.
Okay,
Maybe.
okay. That's a better explanation.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
after destroying the Cant and the Danager, they probably
Yeah,
the infection got too
Yeah,
much. It's probably they had to park somewhere. They
correct.
came and parked it here
yeah,
That makes
and
sense. Yeah.
probably killed everybody or whatever this thing is.
yeah. They
Right.
left, leaving her here, and she had
Ah,
to
Yeah.
find the escape pod and leave.
Get
I think
out.
that
yes.
fits.
Yeah. That
Okay.
makes sense.
Oh, I don't think I figured it out in all of these. I just went with the flow. So the rest of the
Yeah, me
action is
too.
quite compelling.
Yeah.
Episode 9 and 10, the action is
Yeah,
very good. But I
Yeah.
really couldn't make sense of this.
I mean, we do have some things thrown at us that, we can't really make sense of. Like Lionel Polanski, we suddenly get a reveal here now in this episode. Up to
Correct.
this point, I was thoroughly confused with the chronology of where this person was going and what
yeah,
ships they were boarding until now. So
Ah,
it does, take a little bit of time to piece everything together. And like Sumit said, it's not all in chronological order. Everything is,
yeah.
at different times.
oh yeah, yeah. Nice. That's good. Now we got something.
Yeah.
Keeper, I already mentioned. Canary in a coal mine and he calls him Tweety Bird. That was too good. That's the best part. I enjoyed that part. Amos versus Kenzo continues and
Yeah.
I was also thinking of, if you're not from that particular language region or or part of space, you won't get the reference that he's making.
Yeah.
That what's a canary, what's a coal mine? I don't know.
Exactly. He wouldn't know. And Kenzo tried to get back at him by correcting him on the pronunciation of Anubis, Anubis.
Anubis.
And
That
that
didn't work.
works.
This is happening at the second time. First one also in
Yeah,
that Octavia corrects Miller
yes,
on Anubis, right?
correct on the pronunciation. Very important name we have to pronounce
I don't know
properly.
why they find it funny.
I have a feeling because there are two authors, maybe one of them pronounces it as Anubis
Maybe,
and the
It
other one
could
is
be.
Anubis, and they wanted to
maybe.
include that as a joke. Maybe. I'm
You
just
see, both
guessing.
the
Possibly.
authors make a cameo in this episode.
Where did they make it? I went through the credit list. He wasn't there. They weren't there.
They are in when Miller's ship lands and everyone is getting off board
Oh, okay.
on
Yeah.
Eros.
Oh, okay. One
Right,
of the
That
right.
passengers, is it?
airport
Passengers.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
By the way, Eros, when they land and it might as well be in black and white. It was so drab and so
Exactly. My
It
God.
was.
boring.
Yeah.
It was,
Depressing place.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
looks like, have
remember
you
it.
seen Brazil, Terry Gilliam's Brazil? Or it's
Mm.
like a satirical take of 1984. But it can be 1984 also. It looks like George Orwell's 1984. It was that depressing.
Hmm.
It's a very drab, like you said, it's a very drab, monochrome kind of. You can't see any
Yeah,
colors. And
no
it's just,
colors at all.
there are no colors at all. Everything was a boring beach
But
or
at some
something like
point,
that.
there's a reference saying, "Oh, in its heydays, it looked better," or something like that, right? That
Yeah,
apparently were her heydays before.
yeah,
Before
apparently.
CPM took over.
Yeah, and it's all
Oh, did
fake
you
color.
find out I saw that in the
Yeah,
trivia. CPM
me
is
too.
Carne de la Machina.
Carne per la
Por la
machina.
Machina.
Por la
Machina.
machina.
Yeah,
Por
for the
la
machine.
Machina.
Meat for the
Yeah.
machine.
Meat for the
Yes,
machine.
machine.
Carne por la Machina. Italian/Latin. Hmm.
I am a little curious why everybody has so many handheld devices. Why don't they use one consolidated device to transfer information? Everybody's, fishing out so many of those iPhone type things. It's a waste. There's so many of them. Each person seems to have it almost felt to me like you want to view one video, take out this device. You want to view the other thing, take out the other device. And
Yeah.
ultimately there are so many. I was a little
It-
distracted by that.
Isn't that how our world today works?
This is
We take-
supposed to be the future, right?
Yeah.
So they are
Why are we
transparent, made it
still-
transparent. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. It makes you question your faith in humanity. If after so much in the future you're still doing the same thing.
At
Yeah.
least have some colors.
Yes, exactly. Why is everything so monochrome? Please.
Uh,
On Eros, we learned that Miller's hat is not his hat. It's Sunny's
Yeah,
hat.
exactly.
Yeah, that was an
Yes.
interesting.
Actually, that was quite a dumb twist.
I
Yeah,
did not-
why this
Yeah,
was.
it was-
I mean, it was. It represented him and his, a connection to Earth and all
Yeah.
that. I thought.
Yeah.
And then the moment he quit on that, this went away. And then suddenly it says, "Semi, Semi says, where's my hat? What did you
It
do with my
makes
hat?" I'm
no
like,
sense.
Dude.
Yeah. I
I
mean, it didn't have any build up, it was just
yeah,
thrown at you like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
and it
yeah.
destroys the mystery of it too,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Did we
Have you-
need to know that is
Yeah.
the question? Yeah.
Have you
Yes.
seen any of these stupid prequels of? Have you seen Solo, Han Solo's movie?
No, I.
So in
No, I
that
haven't
they
seen it.
explain everything, how he got the name Solo, any shade of mystery you had
Yeah.
about a
Okay.
character,
Thankfully, I didn't see it.
they just destroy it one by one. And
No, I
even in
was-
this Mufasa, the Lion King prequel,
Okay.
they show
yeah,
how
yeah.
Scar is named something else, but because he got a scar on his face, he's called Scar now. It's so dumb.
Oh.
Some
So
things you don't
stupid.
have to explain. It was the same experience with this hat. Why?
Why? No need.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to give the example of the prequels also in Phantom Menace, Star Wars Episode 1.
Yeah.
They explain the
Yeah.
Force with midichlorians or something like
Midichlorians,
that. Midichlorians or something like that. it destroyed the whole mystery behind the force and
Yeah.
all that. So
Yeah,
now it had
yes.
to do with bloodstream and how much you had and all that. So it's like
So
a
stupid.
yes,
Yeah,
it's
so
like that. The
stupid.
shampoo was exactly like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it was so synonymous with the Miller's identity and all that, and now he throws it away. There's no identity anymore. And then he says, "Yeah, what did you do with my hat?" Oh.
Yeah, it kind of destroyed that mystique, There was
Hmm.
that mystique, that air of mystery, and then it's suddenly gone, tossed. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm not
Yeah.
wasn't I didn't like it. It
Not
was
the
as
same.
drab as the surroundings actually. That take.
That
Yeah,
twist.
yeah, it was.
Are we seeing
Yeah.
this guy for the first time? Sema,
No, we've
Temba,
seen a
Mahali.
video message. Remember, he was reading
Yeah.
Ah,
out that dialogues.
oh wow,
Yeah,
the
he
yes,
was
yes,
reading
yes.
from the teleprompter, yes.
That great actor.
Yes.
Yes, so he's finally had a live appearance, and I think he'll have more screen time next episode as well.
Okay.
He's a very bad actor. Even in this one, he was not good.
Holden decides, I mean, figures out that this is the ship that killed the Cant, and
Yeah.
that's big thing, and that leads to the destruction. We see the torpedo for the first time from Rossi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not the only last torpedo we will ever see from Rossi. If you're going to see many more.
It takes a weird arc, right? Did you notice?
Yeah,
It
yes,
I
It
was like,
does.
why
It
is
it's
it
kind of
going
awesome.
like this?
swings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It kind of
Maybe
swings and turns
yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, it's like the seeking ones, right? The target seeking ones. So you program it and it can do also like Tomahawk missiles.
But
You
it's not
program it.
going against air or water resistance, right? So I don't know
Why did it
how
take that arc? Yeah.
why did it take at our because I think torpedoes underwater have to account for uh, the force, the water pressure at least, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
No, I think Rossi was going opposite to where the
Oh,
rock
maybe
was.
that's why.
So that's why it had to
Could
take a
be.
weird arc to go back to that.
Maybe.
But the problem I had with that scene was not the arc itself, but the fact that they're traveling at like I don't know, so many million kilometers per whatever per hour, but the image of that Anubis is absolutely steady in a zoomed in version, and they can't get a steady shot even when they're circling at very slow speed. They don't have the engine on. They're just floating in space, and to get that was very difficult, the zoom shot. Whereas they're traveling, they're full burn, and they can get the close-up shot without any jerks or anything. It's amazing. So, and he says punch it, and then
Yeah.
faces
Then
fire,
they,
and
yeah.
it goes away. So that I had a problem with.
Yes.
Even on Anubis, Holden suddenly decides to do small talk with Naomi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Naomi comments on that also. Dude,
Yeah.
man, you decide to be
What?
chatty. What's wrong with you? Too much carbon monoxide in your cylinder.
That was a
Weird
bit
guy.
jarring. I mean,
Yeah,
I know even though she
out of character,
responded to
yeah.
that, yeah, it was a bit jarring and kind of out of place.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
whole thing was
Yeah.
out of place, that interaction.
Because he is never the chatty one at all, so far,
Yeah.
ever. I mean, we've never seen him do small talk. We've never seen him go more than 2 or 3 sentences at one go.
Yeah.
And here
Without
he
kicking
is.
something, yeah.
So,
Anyways, now you have this ghost ship with all this glowing fungal thing, and then he decides to gossip. I don't understand this guy.
it's
And he takes off all these names
Yeah.
which we haven't heard since episode 1. And now is the time. And then Naomi also brings in her anecdote about the
Yeah.
captain,
the figurine, yes.
yeah,
So is that
figurines.
suppose, yeah, suddenly nostalgia and all and there's not even, Ade was the only name that I recognized in that. There was nothing, I
Yeah.
mean, the captain, no, McDowell.
The captain or lieutenant
Captain.
or
Uh,
McDowell, right?
I
Yeah.
assumed it was
Yeah.
the
Correct.
that weird guy who was stomping on the earth.
Stomping on,
Yeah.
Jonathan Banks
Ah,
played that, yeah.
yes.
And the thing
So
about the glass cats also, from Naomi, it kind of broke
I
her
don't know.
character.
I was not
Yeah.
It's
following
out
it
of place, yeah.
It's out of
completely.
If she
place.
was not there to make friends, why are you observing
All those things.
tiny
Yeah.
details?
And And no, her, and the way she smiled unnerved me because it was so out of character. It's like a totally different person gossiping about
Hmm.
glass cats.
Yeah.
And this is a place where is this supposed to diffuse the tension, because this place is, you don't know what is this, why is this abandoned? It's a stealth ship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's Martian or not. We don't know. We don't know
correct.
who's in it, who's not in it. They're supposed to be like on the lookout for strange things.
Yeah.
And
That felt very Marvel type thing where you diffuse
Yes,
thing
correct.
with very bad humor.
yes, I've heard
It
of
is
that.
very bad humor,
Yeah,
correct.
it
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
totally immersion breaking. And
yeah.
is.
Anyway, we
So
go to there's there are things on. Do we see
no,
Tycho or
Tycho, yes.
we see Tycho and Fred
I
Johnson, right?
had a problem
yeah,
with that Tycho scene also, is that they're trying to crack this data card now. Now, whose data
right.
card is this? I thought Lopez's card was on Rossi. Now, whose card is this now?
Didn't he take that data card before
He
he?
did.
Yeah, he did. So
But I thought we explained it by saying that that was the card they, you remember the ubiquitous,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
code, the scroll that they
Yeah.
had. They had used
yeah.
a
That
data
was also
card.
there. Correct, correct.
Now, whose data card is that then?
Too
So
many physical media they
is my
use.
is my memory wrong, or did he find another data card on Lopez's body, or am I remembering it wrong?
No, there's only one that he
There's
pulled
only
out. Just
one,
before
right?
they, I don't know, give him a
Cremate.
burial, he
Yeah,
pulls out that data card. If they
and
had
there's
shown
this
it,
one.
this
See,
one,
Yeah,
Johnson
yes,
pulls one out.
yeah,
Where
yes.
do these guys get the
yes.
one on the
That's the
Rossi? Where do
question.
yeah? That's not the. Why would Johnson give them that?
Exactly. He
Maybe
wouldn't.
Lopez
Like,
give
did he
it to
give them
them.
another one? Yeah. Did he? I
Uh,
please.
Yeah, anyway.
anyway,
It's
uh,
like that printout guy I talked to you about. I missed my pen drive when I was taking a printout. And so I went back and I asked him for my pen drive. He pulls out a full box full of pen drives. He said, "Which one is yours? You only find out." Like 25 or 30 of them inside, like candies in a box. Then I have to like go in and then take it out. Oh yeah, this one. No. Then like all of them look also similar. Like,
similar.
finally I got it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Lopez did here. Give
Yeah. Yeah.
boxes
Take
of
all of
data
it.
cards. All of
Yeah.
them will work. Some,
He
at least
went
one
to
of them will
that
work.
shop where Miller went.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's a
Yeah.
very similar scene.
Yeah. So that Space Lamington
Yeah,
Road where
Yes.
he empties one duffel bag full of those
yeah.
data cards, right? He's a
And
data
what
broker.
and what got into Miller? He goes into that shop. My daughter is missing, and I need to find her. What
This is
kind of
so
act is
such a stupid. You could have done better. But I liked his approach that he used next. That seems very Miller-esque.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would have expected about this
Yeah, the
whole
one before is
topic.
not him. It's who
It's
who
not
was
Correct.
that
him
guy?
at all. It must
Uh,
be the hat. It has to be the hat. The
Yeah,
missing hat.
Semi's that. So
Yeah.
stupid.
Semi-done. Uh,
Uh,
mm.
then we have to address what happens on Earth.
Oh my God.
We've been cleverly skirting around it, but yeah,
Yeah,
Degraf
yeah, yeah.
dies. Boo hoo. I thought he was already dead. Suddenly said
Yeah,
Degraf is dead. Oh, really? Again?
Yeah, I was under the impression that he's dead.
I thought he was already dead.
I
yeah.
think our powers of foreshadowing are too strong.
Maybe because they've already seen the.
Yeah, true.
So
That's
let
why.
me get this straight. So the hit on Holden on Eros
Yeah.
is the one that Ehrenreich is controlling from Earth via
Yes.
this spy. That's what is going on?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
got it. Now I got it.
That spy is Erin Wright, right? He's
Ah,
Yeah, correct. He is Kenzo. It's not a very good spy so far,
hmm.
yeah.
but that was a very short scene that didn't actually tell us much. we just got subject to Avarsala's expression that, somewhere between
Or lack
crying
of
and
it, yeah.
lack of it, or Avars. I always butcher her name. I'm sorry. Avarsarala.
Avasarala.
Yeah,
Yes,
Avarsarala. I'm sorry.
Christian
Yeah,
Avasarala.
Christian.
yeah. It's just,
That
What's
name
the
is very
yeah, what's the J
yeah,
doing there?
Norse type, right? The first name is very
it is.
Icelandic.
Yeah.
It is. Avarsarala. No, I mean, I felt like that entire scene was just to show a close up of her face and her lack of expression
Hmm.
when she's told that this man is dead. Again, very hard to read.
Yeah.
So they've sent Nathan Hale, which is a UN warship,
Yeah,
to Tycho to do
Right.
what? To do what again? To ship out? No, to get
Yes.
out Fred Johnson. No, they're not going to do that.
No.
I think it was to, I mean, they were talking about him not having enough time to plan anything or escape. That much is there. So they do want him trapped in some way.
Something is there. They
Yep.
think something is there in Tycho,
On
which
Tycho,
if they
he
given
controls.
the notice, he would flare it out.
Correct.
Okay,
But also that ship, it kept changing its drive signatures apparently. That's not very sophisticated. Why would it do that? I mean, and you do it so obviously that they can pick it up on Tycho Station. That's not very sophisticated technology.
No, to
They
show that
sent
they
a
have a
Black Ops
malfunction.
team
Yeah.
to Tycho Station to investigate Fred Johnson's alleged stealth tech program.
Right.
Is
Oh,
that?
Yeah,
okay. That's the
that
thing
was
that
it.
he might be able to cover up.
Yeah.
So Fred Johnson doesn't know where the stealth ships came from. Neither
Yeah.
do the Earth people. That's what it
Yeah.
is obvious. In fact, nobody
And
knows.
neither do we, right? We are not
Yeah, we
We,
don't know.
we,
privy
we
to that
don't know
information.
either. Yeah, we don't know either.
Actually, having watched this almost twice, I still don't know. That's another
It's
thing.
that stealthy.
That's
Yeah.
stealthy.
Yeah.
It's
I
They
that
don't
don't
even
simple.
remember.
Yeah.
It's like this Copilized Anubis, that
Yeah.
thing, that it's so muddled up, I have no recollection of all of
We
that.
remember the Kant but forget every
Yes.
other ship.
Yeah.
All the other ships are forgotten.
Yeah, all the other ships are forgettable.
I can't
In this
remember.
episode, no, in this episode, when he said Nauvoo, it took me about 2-3 minutes to place that ship as.
So
which
what is now? What is Tycho? Now I'm confused.
Na Nauvoo is the ship that is going to go there, and Tycho is
Okay.
the station that
Yeah.
is building that ship.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, and the golden statue with the
That's
trumpet.
the angel, right?
It's the
That's
angel.
the Nauvoo.
Okay,
That's the
that's
angel.
now.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
now.
Nauvoo. Yeah.
Even
Because
when
they
they pan,
they show now and then they pan and then they
pan, yeah,
say
this
Tycho.
Tycho.
Yeah,
There are a
that's
couple of
That
that's
right now, I
building the
suppose.
ship.
Okay.
Yeah,
that
they're building
elevator
the
thing.
ship.
Okay. Makes
That
sense.
elevator
Yeah.
goes between Tycho and Nauvoo.
Now,
Yeah, correct.
okay.
Nauvoo means peace, land of peace or something in Hebrew. I looked it up.
Okay.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
thought
so
it
that
was
makes sense.
a
boat, I
Yeah.
thought. Okay.
I thought it was
Yeah.
a Native American word because
Okay.
Right.
of so
That
many
is Navajo, I think.
vowels.
Hmm.
That is
Yeah,
Navajo.
probably I got confused.
No, I thought Navy now like naval. So I thought it's like a boat.
Oh yeah, something to do with nautical.
Nautical. But
Something.
no, apparently
Yeah,
not.
not.
This is the
Yeah,
promised land.
right.
They're not sure where they're going, right? They're just going into. Do they have? They're going
No,
outside the solar system.
yeah. 100 years they're going to keep traveling to
And
wherever.
then, yeah.
100
That's
years,
what
mein, you won't go outside the solar system even, right? I don't know. The speed, I don't know
Voyager
what
is out of the solar system. It was launched in 75 or so. So
is
within
it.
50 years, you can be out.
Yeah.
Less than 50.
But I think Miller asked a very good question there. What are they expecting to find exactly? What if there is nothing out there?
That's another story.
Yes.
Voyager 1 current position is, yes, it's definitely outside the solar
Oh
system.
yeah, that is left the solar system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 1977 Voyager 1 was launched. And there was a 2 also that went in another direction.
Yeah.
I was once attempting to write a story where a guy throws a stone from
Hmm.
Earth
Mm.
and it goes and goes and continues floating through space and goes outside the solar system. But then you reveal that the solar system is just a box and the stone breaks through that box into someone else's laboratory. And then
When
you
did
have
you
to
write
reset
this?
the. I did not finish writing it because it was so long. It was just
It's,
going and going.
the
There was
stone is
nothing
still
else to
moving
do. What?
around.
I am describing it through through the eyes of the robots on Mars and what it got so boring after a while. Uh,
So where were we? Sorry.
I think that's about it. That then the end battle sequence, the
Yeah.
gun battle.
Yes.
We also got introduced for the first time to this glowing substance, right? Blue glowing
Yes.
fungi sort of
Yes,
on the
yes, yes.
nuclear reactor. Yeah.
We
So now
see
we
it
know that
all.
now we know that there's something else coming, something bad. And then
Correct.
you
And
also see Julie.
and
And
it
it
attaches
glows.
itself to power source.
Yeah,
Yeah, it glows in the dark.
yeah.
It,
Correct. It glows in the dark
and when you turn on energy sources, it gets activated.
yeah, and it's also acting in a semi-sentient way, so we don't know what it is exactly. But
Yeah.
Julie seems to have, figured it out because Naomi commented that she is turning off all the lights and all the
Correct.
power sources in that
Hmm.
room so that this thing would stop spreading. But
Hmm.
we saw her for the first time in the most horrific fashion.
Yes, the gruesome scene of the decade.
Yep, that was very gruesome.
Yeah.
So this thing
And
is
we'll
just
see
Her
more.
growing out.
body, that
Yeah,
body was very. It was gruesome, but it was
yeah,
very beautifully designed, like in a in a gory
yeah,
sense. All the striations of that fungi and
yeah.
everything.
Ah,
It
it,
was
It
a
was all
prop, right?
mm,
It's
perfect. Yeah,
the I don't know if it's a real human they used to make that whole shot, and even the room,
yeah.
like such a great job they've done with the set department has done.
yeah. That
It
was
looks
very well
like
done.
something familiar. It does look like something
Yeah,
familiar. That's what makes it so scary. It's alien and familiar because
yeah,
on the one hand, it looks like a fungal growth, which
yeah.
we have
Which you see
seen
in
here.
forests and
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And on the other hand, there's something so alien about it that you can't put those two together in your mind when you see it. That
Hmm.
made
yeah,
that scene particularly frightening, especially because it's attached to her body and it's growing out of her. And you just get that sense of
yeah.
yeah,
Brilliant work of
fear.
body horror.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
done there.
exactly. Yeah.
Hmm. I like that scene where Alex is not used to such a high adrenaline
Yeah,
fight, and
he's
when
about
the
to shoot
soul guy
random
hits
person.
random guy, he's like, "Oh."
You know, he's
Chill,
comfortable in the safety of his
chill.
ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is
Uh,
a reflex, and good thing he didn't shoot. Give him credit for not
yeah,
shooting. It was.
that would have haunted him for days if he had shot.
I like
I
that
was surprised he
scene.
didn't shoot because the reaction was so violent and so quick. I thought he would have pulled the trigger, but he didn't do it.
Amos, I think, is very comfortable in these
Oh,
kind of
totally,
situations. He is
Yeah.
like
totally.
Yes,
stoic in
completely
these situations.
composed.
No, the
Complete.
fact that it struck him to shoot at Kenzo because he's figured out that this guy is up to no good at all.
Yeah,
His
Yeah.
instant reaction is not to yell out and say, "Come here, where are you going? I'll run after you." Nothing like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
shoot
yeah.
straight
Correct.
away,
Shoot
right?
yeah,
straight
The
away.
Hollywood thing to do is go run after that guy,
Yeah.
right? But he didn't do
Yeah.
that. He just shot at him.
I mean, if it had been a
Missed.
Hollywood scene, he would chase him all the way to Phoebe, run through space. This is a realistic thing, just shoot. Yeah,
yeah.
reflect. That was realistic.
Do you think because of that bionic eye that Kenzo is also prisoner? Like he can't be offline.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't think he can turn it
Seems
off. Everything
no,
is gets transmitted, whatever he sees.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
always, forcing him to look at things and analyze it. It's automatic, but it's also
Yeah,
kind of it's a little disturbing to see because it's always functioning. It's always in his mind, and it's
Yeah.
always making him look at things and take these analysis, and it's blocking his vision also in a way with all those numbers and data feeds. So he's not in a good place, Kenzo.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I don't like him anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah. Most people don't, I think, because I mean, Holden's action of, like I said, appointing Amos as this guy's bodyguard was just perfect. It's great. I like
Yeah,
that.
And he threatens saying he breaks as much as a toenail,
Yeah.
you hitchhike your way back.
yeah.
Yeah. He needs to show some authority, and I'm not sure this is the right way to handle Amos, but he's trying. He's trying.
It worked. It worked.
Yeah, it
Because
did. It did.
because it brought smile to Amos's otherwise grim expression. He actually smiled. Yeah, sure, why not?
I mean, I don't know if he was actually laughing at him and being a little bit sarcastic. Oh yeah, tough guy, Holden. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I was just reading through the first episode.
Okay.
Huh.
It just says that she's wearing a Scopula uniform. It doesn't say she was on
Ah,
Scopula.
so we made the assumption.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a very straightforward assumption to make
Yeah,
also, right?
when
Yeah.
wearing Scopula uniform, you're expected to be
I
on
mean,
Scopula.
On the ship.
exactly. But this is a very nasty trick, you show something and they say, no, you thought of that. It's all in your head.
There's Scopula everywhere, and then they said,
Yeah.
nah, it's
No,
all
No,
no,
actually,
Anubis.
we're on the
your fault.
Anubis.
Yeah.
No, that's not fair.
Anubis.
Yeah, Anubis.
Just to annoy one of the authors will say Anubis.
Let's
And
say
I
all
found
of them.
out this salvage. Why is it called salvage? Law of salvage. Apparently, it's a maritime law which says that if there's a ship out there abandoned or otherwise, and the people who make the claim get an equivalent amount in whatever material, gold or whatever. So that's
Yeah.
the
Finders
salvage.
keepers.
Finders keepers, exactly.
Yeah, fine.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
Anubis is that salvage ship.
Or was it the glowing blue fungi, bacteria, whatever it was? Everybody gets a share. You're all infected.
Yeah. I don't think that disinfected them enough
Yeah.
when they came.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But the
Yeah.
one smart thing they did was nobody touched it, right? Nobody touched the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't touch it.
They didn't touch it at all.
Yeah.
And it also because it started glowing and spreading like with those tendrils and lights and everything. They had this feeling that it's not safe. You shouldn't touch it. There's something wrong with it. Finally,
Yeah.
sensible thing. Yeah, and it was actually a very smart move to have themselves disinfected. Although, like we said, I don't think that has much of an effect because they also went straight into Julie's room and found her there. So
Yeah.
we don't know how this thing spreads.
Hmm.
We don't even know what it is, right? If it's a
Correct.
living organism, why
Hmm.
does it
Yeah.
need to glow?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, it's
To make it
drawing
more sci-fi, they
power.
made it
They made it
glow.
glow. Yeah, let's give
The
it a
right
nice.
glow. This is
Yeah,
the
it's a
sci-fi
nice-
glow.
This
Yeah.
is the yeah.
Hmm.
So here's
There
one
wa-
piece
there's
of
one
trivia. Yeah, there's one piece of trivia here that the crew got hit with flu during the shooting of
Oh
the
yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that. I
Yeah,
saw
that was
that.
interesting.
Yeah.
which was
Interesting.
similar to what happens
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
in the episode.
that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, actually, sorry, sci-fi glow is usually green, right? It's blue
No,
in
this
one.
color, the
Ah.
tealish color,
Ah.
it's the
Yeah.
Tron glow. It's the Tron color.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tron blue. That's very sci-fi. It's
Ah.
used in a
It
lot
is.
of. There's a particular hex code for this particular blue.
You would know.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The green one comes in Predator, right? The
Mm.
blood of the Predator is
That
Glowing
green, yeah.
green. Yeah,
the green,
that's
glowing
Fluorescent.
green.
glowing green.
Mm.
One thing about all of these shades is they're very vibrant, vivid.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know that there's something not quite right with it. It's not a pleasant shade. This blue wasn't pleasant at all. It was a very eye-searing kind of shade.
That's in nature too, right? Like you need to
Yeah.
stay away from
Exactly.
glowing things, or something that is that bright. It's
Mm.
Yeah,
probably poisonous.
Right, right.
correct. Yeah.
Mm.
Although I think if Naomi hadn't warned them about this thing being, maybe alive or something,
Mm.
somebody would have touched it. Shiny,
Yeah.
glowy thing.
That
They
idiot
just go
Holden would
and
have
touch
touched
it.
it for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I
Please
saw
continue.
the behind the scenes. There's a clip on the fandom website itself. I think it's a link to some YouTube website. The entire that scene inside the reactor was shot in blue screen, except the I think the what do you call it? The lookout point. The lookout point is
Uh-huh.
real, but rest of it
Okay.
is all completely constructed. And that is
Yeah.
one trivia. So they have to use their imagination to
Hmm.
react to
Mm,
whatever, right? So that's one thing.
yeah.
The second one I noticed
That's why
was
it's
that.
called a reactor.
Oh God, there's Sumit again. 100% authentic Sumit.
You need
No
to
AI can
trademark
replace
that.
me.
And the other trivia I was going to say was their helmet with the glass thing. There's no
Uh,
glass when they're shooting it. It's
Yeah,
a
it
post-production thing.
yeah.
yeah, it
Okay.
looks so fake. It looks so fake. I was like,
Yeah.
are you just shooting this part? Because the
So
rest of
it's still here. I mean, like one of those broken helmets, right? So with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
visor
yeah,
missing,
exactly.
it's exactly like that.
But
Uh,
I also thought at one point to me it looked like if you put one sheet of plastic between 2 points and then you just go out there because you're trying to cut corners or something, it looked like that. Some one sheet just
yeah,
Yeah, no, because we need to see the actor's face, their reaction, everything like
yeah,
that. So they
yeah.
can't have
yeah,
something intruding. But on the other hand, if they have glass, then it reflects the camera, the
yeah,
crew, everything. So,
it does.
so that's why
Yeah.
they handle it in post production.
Mm.
Yeah.
The first introduction of that substance, whatever it was, glowing on the nuclear reactor, that was effective though, because it looked so alien and it was spread out like an octopus or something, and it was, it had tentacle like appendages all over the reactor. It was
Correct.
effective. It looked
Mm.
very alien and you don't know
Mm.
what it is. There was that sense of
Correct.
fear, especially with the crew's reaction to it.
Actually, it reminded me of Alien, the
Yeah,
Ridley Scott movie
Yeah.
itself.
it did. It did. Yeah.
Even the horror of it, the
Yeah.
Yeah,
you never know what's around the corner, that kind of thing
correct.
also.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Thankfully,
exactly.
they don't have any boo scenes like false ones.
Yeah,
They
Yeah,
had
yeah,
that in
that's
the
true.
first episode, but after that,
Yeah,
they haven't gone
they
back to
didn't.
that. You
They didn't do
usually
that.
have a helmet floating around or something like that, just
no jump
to
Mm,
scares like that. Yeah.
jump scares.
yeah,
Yes, thank you.
jump scares. Yeah, we didn't have any of those,
Yeah.
which made it very effective. If they
Hmm.
had
Yeah.
used a jump scare with this
No,
alien
I'm looking
presence,
for
it wouldn't have
adventure. I'm
worked.
not looking for
Yeah,
horror kind of a thing here.
yeah,
So
exactly.
this
And
is
it
fine
was
for me.
scary enough in its own way because we don't
Correct.
know what
Yeah.
it is.
Correct.
Yeah, it was a
Exactly.
good job.
Those guys who died they just came over
Yeah.
2 scenes and died in that hotel.
Yeah,
What was the
two
hotel
minutes of
called?
fame.
Was it
Blue Falcon. Yeah,
significant in any way, that name?
No idea.
sounds fancy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Was it homage to some other movie? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
Usually they
it
do
that is
that.
what
they do that,
they
right?
do. That yes. He also tried to tell Miller that it's not a good place, but Miller was gone by then. So we didn't did
Yeah, this is one
yeah,
question I had.
yeah.
This spy guy looks at the screen in a very
Uh,
oblique way. He
yeah.
pulls that image out and then exactly points out that row with Lionel Polanski,
Yes.
room 22. How does he
Yes,
do
yes.
that? There's
That
a
is
cool
very,
UI.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
that
mean,
is
it
the
was all
most
blurred.
advanced technology I've seen, I think.
All
How
with
did
this
you?
roll of his eyes. How did he do
Yeah,
that?
How did he pick out just that one line and have it,
Or
made so
does he
clear?
do some
Yeah.
gestures in his hand that sort of interface with his eye? That was a cool tech, whatever it
Yeah,
was.
but it was a little pointless, right? Because in the next
Yeah, they
second,
said 22. Yeah,
yeah,
immediately. Yeah.
so why did he use waste of time?
No, but he takes that
okay.
screenshot and sends it to the thugs.
But of course, I think most of his audio would also be recorded, I assume, because this bionic eye, I'm not, I have the feeling it does record some interaction and sound, it seems to me. So he's uploading all kinds of things. He used this cool tech for something that was explained in the next second.
I found why it's called Blue Falcon.
Yeah.
Right?
What is it?
So Blue Falcon is a US military. I'll just read out what's written.
Okay.
Is a US military euphemism for a supposed comrade whose actions harm his friends, often but not always for his own benefit. Like much of
Oh,
military lingo, the words are substituted. So the words is
Yeah.
buddy effer. It's
oh, okay.
so they substitute the BF in buddy effer to Blue Falcon.
Falcon.
Oh,
Oh, it's a
okay.
military
So this
term.
could be a double entendre for the primary use of pay by the hour hotel because
Ah,
Could be.
and Kenzo also setting people up for to get
Yeah.
ambushed.
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
But at this point, I don't blame Kenzo. He needed to get out.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
He'll be back, don't worry.
I think the Terminator said that better. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, doc. We are done with this episode. We salvaged. Yeah, it did salvage the windmills for sure. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. No doubt. From that point,
No,
everything was just up.
Yep.
yeah, no Don Quixote references in this episode,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
correct.
Right.
No
We didn't have
Indian
any.
isms also,
Oh,
except
yes.
for
I was so
Kirpa.
happy.
Kirpa
except for
darwaza khole.
Christian's
Yeah.
sari, which was not that offensive, I thought. Christian
Yeah,
sari
Yeah.
this
I
time.
That was
didn't
more,
look at it.
it was okay. Yeah. He didn't look at it.
I was too busy face palming. I couldn't even see that scene. So, Digram dead.
Uh, I think you felt more remorse than Christian.
All right. So let's end it with remember the can't or else.
Or else.